Come check out owlsherbs.com where we have all of your herbal needs and different variety of products from sea moss to black seed oil and a different variety of products for different health issues because your health is your wealth. What's going on? This is going to be a serious discussion. This is something that I've noticed for a while now. It is something that I'm going to draw my opinion towards why I think this is very much an issue. Still, um, people are, pretty much why people are focusing on this issue. Um, Primarily from an African American perspective, I'll say is what I'm going to be kind of looking into why this is so much of an issue. And why people focus on this particular issue as well. I'm going to draw out some points and some key facts on why I think this is an issue amongst Black people, African American people, and Africans, whatever you want to describe yourself. Why this is still an issue in in 2024. Why do people, I see this a lot on Twitter. People focus on, um, I guess you could say, um, the racial dynamics of Africans versus Black people in America. Um, you got different, I guess, camps or whatever. You got F- FBA, which is basically the guy that was broke as hell in LA that had to survive, and he sold Mac books, books on Mac lessons from his ex neighbor in his apartment building. Because a lot of this, man, here's the thing that y'all really see. Y'all, a lot of y'all are so gullible and you're lemmings. I mean, I'm gonna just keep it. I'm gonna hurt you. You gonna be hurt because if it's not true, then it won't hurt you. But that truth, man, I mean, uh that truth, if it's true, then you just gotta look at yourself in the mirror and say, basically I got had, I'm a sucker, for a hashtag. I'm a sucker for a new talking point. You know what I'm saying? I'm a gullible sucker for a motherfucker that can talk real good and conduct a live stream. I mean, you just gotta call it for what it is. You easily duped. And the thing is that where I'm going with this is a lot of these guys and even women that you really follow, that you really make a big deal, right? You blow these people up. The reason why you do that is one, you really don't have anything popping on your real life. Your real life sucks, okay? And then, you looking for somebody to make your life more appreciative. So you follow people online, you have heroes online that you follow, and that's why you do that. I'm just gonna call it for what it is, man. What's going on, my man? Salute. I'm just gonna call it for what it is, man. I'm gonna break down the inner workings of the psychology of the black man and woman in America on why you follow people and follow hashtags, and if you don't, you could like it or don't like it, um I don't necessarily know what video is going to take off or not take off or whatever. you know I just, I'll say this, I'm just speaking from a perspective of like what I'm seeing. Like I'm just going by what I see. I log on to my phone or turn my phone on, and then I see what I see. And then I know what the issue is. This channel, basically anything beyond wealth, you going down into like the leaves and the bullshit and the muckety muck, and it's just like you're not dealing with the problem. The problem is wealth. If you don't want to watch this video, I'll tell you anything outside of wealth. Um, you know, you could just even say black wealth is like basically you jumping off of a cliff, because the problem is black wealth, and anything that is going to take away from that is pretty much it's a lot of stuff that's mired into you basically not having any wealth. And that's the end of the day. That's the result that's going to the goal that is trying to be accomplished by all of these, divisions and stuff like that. I mean, basically, that's been my premise. That's been my premise for years. It has not changed. So yeah, if you don't necessarily, want to go down that road, I mean, that's basically the premise of what I'm going to be talking about. But I mean, that's not nothing new. If you follow me, you already know I'm going down that road. So the thing is that okay, let's go down this road, because a lot of you are going down this road, right? You're team FBA, which again, a lot of these guys and girls or gals, let's just say, they a lot of these people that start these, little movements and stuff, gotta understand these are the cats that read 48 Laws of Power and they were broke. Okay. I mean, I just gotta call it for what it is. These guys were broke, man. These gals were broke. Okay. They husband left them, baby daddy left them. They were eating sugar cookies in a studio apartment in LA, and they had to survive. Okay. Um, they needed you to buy their merchandise. Okay. They needed you to support that GoFundMe. They needed you. It's like that song. One of the coldest songs by Rihanna, man. That is just like kind of my go-to. It's damn near on all my playlists, man. You needed me. That song, man, is so fucking powerful, man. And it's like, man, that's really what a lot of these guys, man, and gals come on here, come on the internet, because they need you. Okay, they absolutely need you, bro. You ain't lying. I did a clickbait video titled "Steve Harvey spoke up on Cat Williams," like 350 views. Meanwhile, all in the subs I have who say they want wealth in regular videos get 4 likes. Exactly, exactly, exactly. It's just like wealthy people trick poor people by saying shit like, "I'd rather have 6K in a plastic bag than $100 in a Louis bag." What do they have the $6,000 for? But poor people don't know money is a tool. Okay. I had an idiot tell me about putting miles on my Benz. I'm like, what the fuck is the purpose of a car? Ah, shit. So like basically, yeah. I mean, you gotta understand. I definitely understand how rough it is coming from zero to a hero. Okay, I trust me, I understand how rough it is dealing with capitalism in America, in the world. Even I see the videos of how poverty in Africa, poverty in India, poverty in different parts of the world, poverty in the United States. I see it. I smell poverty. Okay, I take public transportation. I smell piss from a bum that can't go to the washroom because of whatever reason. Um, you know, you know what I'm saying? I smell the shit from where I travel to and from, right? Every day I see, homeless people. Most of them are African American males, some women, but most, if not damn near all of the homeless. It's like the white folks, they know how to get on code. They know we are representation of, wealth and power and all of that. They'll do whatever it takes to get their people off the street. You know what I'm saying? Black folks, they leave theirs on the street. It's a pretty much black people have an independent mindset, lifestyle, independent culture. Um, they don't look at things from a perspective of let's help each other out. They laugh at Kwanzaa. They laugh at anything that relates to black, survival, black unity, stuff like that. But again, I understand how rough it is trying to be even independent. Trust this whole channel is a basically a living testament to how rough it is being broke, being coming from basically zero, many times over, even I would say, to trying to make your way in society, trying to deal with the problems and the ilks and the isms and schisms of society. I mean, this channel is a testament of that. I mean, and a lot of times I find myself um, you know, really understanding a lot from trying to express myself on my channel, kind of like a diary format or journal format, where I'm just giving you what's going on, what in my personal life, and how I see how things are. And a lot of times I'm on point like 99% of the time about what I think and how my opinions are, pretty much matter. It matters so much. People literally copy me and go to their channel, you know what I'm saying? And then that's what people do. I mean, that's what, it's a thing. That's what people do. But the thing is that what you got to understand is you just got all you got to do is very very kindergarten, right? In the sense that look at what you're doing, look at what other people are doing. If because that's what you're doing anyway. If you're cheating or if you're taking concepts and taking it to other places, whatever. Well, look at what as a whole, as black people in America, what are you doing? What are other people doing? And if you're not doing the same thing and you're not winning, you got to understand that you're doing things you're doing things wrong. Okay, and that's just basic kindergarten, like versus like. You in kindergarten you learn how to match items with other items. You learn how to kind of somewhat draw, right? You understand, okay, this goes this way, this goes that place, this is like this item. That's just basic. You learn basic logic in kindergarten. If your kindergarten teacher is worth a damn, she teaches you, or I don't know. I guess it is male kindergarten teachers, maybe some, but most teachers are women, right? Uh, so yeah, that's what you learn in kindergarten. So when you look at okay, what you're doing, um, as far as race-based discussions, continuous race-based discussions, continuous interracial based discussions like this is what I'm having right now. This would be interracial. But here's the thing. I also know the mental illness problems of the black people in America that are descendants of slaves, that are, you know, I would even say foundational black Americans. Okay, I'm not saying that, okay, just because the guy that had to survive in an apartment in LA eating sugar cookies, that it's not credible, that that name is not necessarily something that is not credible. Yeah, I mean there's definitely black people that are pivotal in building this country. I mean, I've said that many a times over. The fact that um, people would say anything different would be, I just would have to look at the lens of that person and see what problems they have. A lot of times, people have unchecked mental illness and they bring that to the internet. But the thing is that these people also start hashtags and start movements, and it's not going into it goes into a point where, you know okay, so where is this going to help, America, as far as black people in America? Is this going to help us, or is this going to divide us to a point where we're just fucking spinning around and shit, and goddamn it, looking crazy and stuff in the street, trying to come up with $10 to pay for parking? Like, is this where this is leading? Because if this is leading us there, then that's where, I'm like, okay, we done fucked up. Okay. And the thing is we fucked up, then that means then, okay, I have to fucking say something about it. And that's why I'm creating this, live stream, because this is what y'all want to talk about, right? You know, y'all want to talk about FBA, ADOS, and Africans, right? While meanwhile, the Europeans, the white Caucasians, the Eurasians from the Caucasus Mountains in Europe, they're, owning businesses, corporations that most of us have to work for, right? You know, these crazy cave people, right? They go fly to London, which is the center of capitalism in the world. They're flying all over Europe, backpacking all over Europe. They go, okay, um, I pretty much lived in the suburbs my whole life. Pretty much my all of my neighbors from different towns and shit, white towns, majority white towns. I mean, a lot of those towns are, basically changing as far as demographics, but that's where I grew up. And these people, when they graduate high school, it's very common for them to do what? Backpack in fucking Europe. Okay. It's almost like that's what they are encultured to do. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Okay. Now, the reason why they're backpacking in Europe is because they have a sensible understanding that yes, they are American, but they also are European. Their ancestry is European. Damn near a lot of them know exactly where their ancestors live. They know where their grandparents originated from. Some of them are connected, some of them are not connected. Okay, and they go, even if they're not, they just go to fucking Europe and they backpack throughout Europe. That's what they do. Now, I would say percentage wise, uh, let's just say about let's say about 40% of them do that, right? Well, black people, uh, from the time you're young to the whole movie, what is it? Boys in the Hood. I ain't no African. You a African booty scratcher. You know what I'm saying? So that programming, to basically unenculturate yourself from being African. The Africans did this wrong to us, and they did. And then not to pull back the layers and read and research history of what happened, what actually happened. Not even to listen to people that absolutely knew what happened and knows a little bit about history, such as myself, to tell you kind of what happened. And for you to just basically just, the tentacles of that cultural inseparation that has been programmed, definitely programmed to you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm also tell you. Yes, you've been from the time you were a youth to now. You have been programmed and propagandized to not want to go to Africa or not think of Africans as a such as the Europeans think of Europeans. Yes, yes. I'll hands down tell you, you've been programmed to think the way you think, literally. And it's not it well before Mr. FBA and Mr. ADOS and Mrs. ADOS um, started the whole movement, based off of basically getting some type of government reparations. Don't get me wrong, okay? um Tone Talks and stuff, I'm more in line with probably Tone Talks than Mr. Cookie Sugar Cookie Man that had to survive in LA. um yeah, I am, but the thing is that what also happened is you have and he also has that same kind of ilk of separation, the same mannerisms and talking points of separation. So I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'll tell you hands down, you have been and continuously are propagandized to think a certain way negatively towards African people, towards the continent of Africa, hands down. And I have myself. I mean, I've been guilty of that myself as far as following for the programming. That's kind of why I don't really watch TV. That's one of the reasons, of many reasons, I don't really watch modern programming, TV programming, and even cable programming. I'm very selective of what I'm watching. I'm very critical of what I'm watching and why I'm watching it and why is it directed in a such way. And I definitely told you about, all of the different lies that's told to you about Europe and about, Africa and such. And the basically uh you could just say whitewashing of history that has been done. I've talked quite a bit about that, but the thing is that all of that is propaganda. All of that is um, basically, you could even say technology. Yeah, from the guy, from the Yakubian dude that y'all pretty much y'all like that particular meme or whatever, with the big head scientist. But all of that kind of goes into consciousness. When you go into consciousness, when you're quote unquote conscious, you read books like that. You're gonna read Message to the Black Man. That's probably like, your first year of consciousness. You're gonna read certain books like that. You're gonna read 48 Laws of Power. You're gonna read Message to the Black Man. You're gonna read From Niggas to Gods. um all that's just first year type shit, right? But the thing is that, yeah, you gonna know about that type of stuff. And as far as that actually happened, it is some island where the big head scientists created different races of men and people. I i don't know. I mean, that you know I have never researched that, but I do know there's, people that have originated from the continent of Africa. That is scientifically a fact. Even all races of scientists agree that the origins of man originated from Africa and spread out across the world. The whole world was connected at one time. It's called the Pangea theory. It was all connected and then it spread apart. Uh, and seas were, expanded and so on and so forth. I know I'm going all over the place, but yeah, I do have a big brain and a big head. So, I mean, that's why I called myself, a genius. But um, I don't call myself a genius. I've been called that my whole life. Um, but the thing is that yeah, when you got people that are really really broke, right? They need you. That's all you need to know. Like you, when you got people that are broke and they need you, that's a that's a man. That's you want to run, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like you want to run away because the motivation is that they a person is making their money off of whatever they can do to sensationalize to get you to follow some type of cult so they can continuously make money off of you. That's the goal. And I mean the whole religions were started based off of that, by the way, as well. It is very, very dangerous, very, very cult like. Definitely in the 48 laws of power. If you read the 48 laws of power, you already understand that particular law. Um, I talked about that on the live stream before. It is something that you definitely want to run away from. And those people are very dangerous if they're very good at and their ways are very intentional towards using psychology and certain things to manipulate the masses of people to get them to follow them. Um, and they just kind of ride the wave. That is absolutely dangerous. Okay, very very dangerous. It could for people that are gullible to follow people like that. I'll just give you a warning. You could lose about you could lose your life one, and you could lose years of your life. You can make decisions based off of you listening to somebody like filing divorce, leaving a relationship, messing your family up. Yeah, that's why the old husband, the old grandpa used to say, I don't want you listening to that bitch down the street. I don't want you, I don't want you talking to that old hoe down the street. Yeah, because grandpa knew that, grandma was gullible enough to listen to uh, some foolishness from somebody else because grandma really wasn't really good at having a lot of friends and making a lot of friends. She was pretty much introverted for the most part. Yeah, grandpa, that's why grandpa didn't want outside people talking to his wife because just like the in a biblical sense of the story of Adam and Eve, Eve was deceived. It was easily deceived, right? Well, a lot of women are very easily deceived. Ask any pimp in any fucking neck of the woods that you live in how easily women are deceived. And come back and tell me about it. So yeah, women are very, very easily deceived. Words really communication. Women really are very let's just say um, susceptible to communication, especially if you know how to talk. Like if you're a smooth talker, and you talk like this, like, "Hey, baby, I just wanted to know if you can come over by 2 o'clock to pick up this." Yeah, like if you know how to like use certain words and tones and shit. That's what the whole like Kevin Samuels shit. They wanted Kevin Samuels to talk to them in a certain way. That they was always talking about when they called in. What would they say? The tone, the tone, the tone. the tone, because I mean, no matter if you lie to them or tell them the truth, yeah, they care about. They want you to talk to them in a certain way, and Kevin Samuels wasn't doing that, obviously. And the thing was is that, yeah, like, women are very easily manipulated. I mean, you could just see that every day. You can see that in society. Now, it's a reason why, okay, women have never basically had some type of Amazonian kingdom or something like that, where they ran the whole planet and shit like that. No, a lot of things are very evident and very much realistic and such, where honestly women have only really risen above the state that they are in right now the last, I would say, 100 years. So maybe in a progressive world, maybe like 1,000 years from now, at the rate things are going now, they might be a society like that, be like some like Black Mirror type shit, where women are actually running like the world. I saw some like little short movies about stuff like that, but all of that aside, the thing is that, yeah, a lot of people fall victim to people that very much are very broke, very dependent off of your financial contributions. And yeah, I mean, some of those people, they have ill intent, and they have intent that is destructive. I don't have anything against somebody trying to make a coin off of the internet with social presence. Most people do that. That's pretty much what you have to do now. If you have a business, you have to market your business on social media. That's just the standard now. It's been the standard for the last, what, 10 years or so. But the thing is, where I have a problem is people that have these like cults and movements and shit like that, where um it's very ill intentional, you know what I'm saying? And it literally puts people in a situation where, they're not really susceptible. I mean, they're not like open to travel even, because they have some type of like psychological tick towards, the continent of Africa and the people that live there, based off of other people's opinions, thoughts, and ideas. And what I'm going to do is I want to look at things from a perspective of this. This is what I want to talk to you about. One of the reasons that I think that people are very susceptible to this type of rhetoric is that they're basically they're looking for financial escapism. Okay, what do I mean by financial escapism? A lot of these people are broke, so they need some type of escape. Whatever that is, they need to have something, a movement or something important to deal with, because I'm gonna be honest with you, dealing with basically financial problems is not easy. It's not easy to deal with financial problems. You know why it's not easy to deal with financial problems? I'll show you. I'll show you why it's not easy to deal with financial problems, especially if you're black in America. It's not easy. It's not easy to deal with financial problems. And I'll show you. I'll show you a little reason why um it's not easy to deal with financial problems. I'm going to show you you know different parts of the country in the United States where black people live, such as, and this is 3 days ago. This is Detroit, Michigan, right here. Okay, let's play this video right real quick.
You're joking. This is a joke.
You want jokes? Wait, new car?
Let's put the volume down a little bit on the video. 'Cause I mean, he's just driving or whatever. I don't really need no volume that much. So you can just kind of see like what's going on. I mean, as far as you know, the reason why people are using this type of talking points and stuff to have some type of financial escapism. And I'm gonna, I just kind of coined this word. This is something that I pretty much came to mind when I thought about why do people focus on this type of stuff. Why do I mean, I understand it's a big deal. I'm not gonna say it's not a big deal, but it's not the biggest deal. I'll give you that. It's a big deal, but it's not the biggest issue in the black community. This at the end of the day, this is like I don't know where in Detroit, but this is pretty much Detroit, Michigan. Okay, Detroit is an important city, and I'll tell you why Detroit is an important city. One, it was basically a hub for basically black people in America, coming from the South. Detroit was a place where it was based off of having the major car manufacturers in America: Ford, GM, and Chrysler. They had basically land. They had um, these auto manufacturers there, and they were producing a lot of cars, and they needed employees to help build these cars. My grandfather, biological grandfather, worked for Ford. Okay, he was a foreman for Ford in the 1960s. Okay, also one of my great uncles, he helped him get the job. He retired from Ford. Okay, basically these auto manufacturers were paying pretty good. They were providing jobs for people, okay, so they can take care of their families, pay for their children's college expenses, so on and so forth. They also had other industries in Detroit as well, other manufacturing facilities in Detroit. Basically, once the black people started to gain a lot of demographic as far as population, and also started to get into politics, white people left. And this is where the problem comes. This is where the financial escapism becomes the issue. Dealing with financial problems becomes an issue. Black people have a problem dealing with personal finance and also business finance, and even economics. They have a problem with that. Those are like the biggest problems that black people have. They don't have the knowledge and understanding. They don't have the wherewithal to work with each other, and um, a lot of things are dealt with as far as like, I'm not gonna lie. Once you deal with financial wealth, and you deal with money, you're also dealing with power. Um, I'm not gonna say that black people weren't under attack or not under attack at the very moment. We are. But the thing is that that might be why people are trying to escape as well. Because when you have money and power, people are going to come after you. That might be why people, just to avoid problems and issues, they just kind of, to be passive, financially passive. That's a way for them to not be under attack. I'm just trying to brainstorm here, to figure things out, um, because I do think that is partially the reason why some people don't want to um, go towards that path towards wealth and riches and stuff like that. They, you know, people, even black people, they attack you when you have wealth. They when you have riches, they rob you. You know, blow you away with a gun when you have money. Okay, uh, if they think you have money, so I understand that. I understand internal strife and problems, and I also understand the external problems and strife and problems. But the thing is that nonetheless, uh, that's one of the major problems, man, for black people, and that's why they don't like me. I understand. I trust me. I don't like to have to deal with all of these financial problems. It ain't even black people now. Everybody has to deal with financial problems, man. Because if you're not born in the situation where your family has a lot of wealth and resources, that means that you're at a huge deficit and your back is against the wall, and you have to, if that's what you want, you have to yourself be that person to go that route and go and walk that path. And yeah, like it's a very, very hard thing to deal with. It's very, very difficult to deal with financial problems. And that's one of the things that the reason why I think that a lot of black people are choosing to kind of focus their energy, eyes, and attention towards interracial dynamics with black people and Africans in Africa. And you know um also they do think that they're going to be replaced by Africans. I've pretty much saw that narrative long time ago. And the thing is, at the end of the day, a lot of things, you got to look at it from a mental perspective, a thought process perspective, such as, okay, so this is the data, this is what's being said, what is the reality? And unfortunately, I've been to Detroit. I was in Detroit 3 years ago. Um, the reality is that, actually it was like 4 years ago. The reality is that this is the reality for a lot of people in America, like in the black community. It's the hood, okay? Even I'm gonna show Gary, Indiana, okay? I'm gonna show Gary. I'm gonna show they got Houston. He got all kind of places, right? This is the reality of the mindset. This is the reality of independent thinking, independent thought processes, uh, minding your own business. All of this is the calculation. After you punch all of the figures in the calculator, this is what you come up with. Okay, this is the reality of what comes from that. And this is actually what you got to deal with that type of thinking. This is what Claude Anderson was trying to talk about. Basically, you guys don't have communities. You just have places where you live and sleep. And this is, you got land lots that you could tell used to be a house there. No businesses. If you don't have any businesses, there's no jobs automatically off top. If you don't got no businesses, that automatically means there's no jobs. So there's no businesses. A lot of times people will say, people that are business savvy or do have some aspiration for business, it's not lucrative there. It's not lucrative. And then I'm getting robbed. One of my ex-girlfriends, her father was severely uh stressed out dealing with, basically um having a store, and there's just some like dude that was basically you know robbing his business. You know, he basically had a convenience store, and he was dealing with some dude just coming breaking into his store. And it happened multiple times. You know, so this is Houston right here. So this dude, his name is Charlie Boy 313. So I guess he's from the Detroit area or whatever. So like this is Houston, you know what I'm saying, right here. So yeah, this is the result of those mindsets, man. You know, um, I mean, I'm a I'm a just do me, you know, fuck what everybody else talking about. The I call it the independent trucker mindset. I'm gonna give me a truck, fuck everybody else. I'm gonna get on the open road, and I'm gonna make whatever I can make. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't get me wrong, right? Black people do very well as an aggregate. Most black people are middle class. Now, the thing is that one problem with that is, I'll say, being middle class is better than being in poverty, hands down. But being middle class means that you're more closer to poverty than uh, being upper class and being wealthy. And that's where the problem is. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I hope this resonates with you. It is very difficult to be upper class and be independent. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that. It is very difficult to be upper class and to be independent, meaning it's just you, and then you don't have any help, you don't have any alliances with people, and any type of network where you can call someone and y'all can work together, you know, business partners and such, right? Very difficult to do that and accomplish that by yourself. And I'm not speaking from a perspective of somebody that just has a microphone or a headset and a laptop and a cell phone. I'm talking about from a perspective of someone that has done it. I've had a store. I even tried to be a trucker. Shit, I couldn't park the truck to save my life. I could drive a truck. I could get in the truck right now, drive off. But parking at some of a gun, yeah, that's a problem. But yeah, I mean, black communities are struggling because they don't have businesses. They give. I'm gonna just call it. I'm gonna just call it just how it is. A lot of black people are getting financially punked every day. You're getting punked by other immigrants, and then you want to go and harass them. No, don't harass them. They did what you didn't do because you're financially punked. You don't have the balls to open up a business because yeah, you do need balls to open up a business. Opening up an actual store, even just a small store, it's not easy. It is very, very, very hard to do because the thing is that if you're bootstrapping like I did, that means you have the little amount of money that you have, and you're basically trying to operate a business on the hopes that you're gonna get customers. It's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult. It's a difficult process. Very, very difficult process. And a lot of times you're dealing with black people's problems. These are the same problems that it's not gonna like change once you open a business. You got a mindset of black people that are 150 years outside of slavery, that have the same plantation mindsets that they were taught by their mom, by their grandparents, by their aunts and uncles, and family members and other friends that basically, I don't want to support you. because I don't want you to come up. I don't like you. You got black people have a very see. This goes into self hatred. This basically I could just talk about self hatred and basically just zero in on that because a lot of this is hatred of self. You know, I mean you know what I'm saying. A lot of this shit is self hatred. You're dealing with self hatred. That's why you have the whole white Jesus type of mindset. A lot of you still your grandma still got white Jesus hanging up in her room, or you yourself got that, and yeah, I mean, we're gonna talk about that, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Tell me I'm wrong, so yeah. So again, this is Houston, Texas. I was in Detroit. This is looks slightly better, I would say. You know, definitely slightly better, but this is Houston, Houston, Texas. People walking, right? What did I say about F grade neighborhoods? How can you spot a F grade neighborhood? A lot of people walking. A lot of people walking, riding bikes, and it's not like they riding bikes to work out. They riding bikes because that's their commuting standard. That's the only thing they have. And it's not like they're riding bikes as a solution to lose weight and save money, like I need to do. No, they're doing that shit because they got to. It's no other option. They don't have any money in the bank account. They barely struggling and striving to, you know, um, what I'm saying, make it out here. And that's what you see. That's how you notice a F grade neighborhood. A lot of people walking. The whole crackheads on bike type of thing. I mean, that's what you find. But I don't see, like Detroit. Detroit is a lot of abandoned houses, abandoned lots. This don't look that bad, but you know, um, what I'm saying? There go a trucker right there. Yeah, man. This is what I think, man. This as far as if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm wrong. Black people talking about, you know, um, Africans and I'm ADOS, I'm FBA. It's financial escapism. It's not dealing with the problem in the mirror and the problem in your community. You can't, you know, you cannot say in 2024 that the problems are, based off of the fact that the Africans don't fuck with me or the Africans don't like me. Because obviously you could tell that black people don't like you and you're black in America. And you better off dealing with that problem first than trying to worry about, Africans don't like me. Basically, this is what you see. This is the problems, with that mindset. You see it in real time. It's nothing like me. I can show you some videos of, the Cookie Man or Cookie Monster talking about FBA, or I could show a video about Tone Talks. But see, here's the thing with this, right? This is why I focus on real estate and why real estate is very powerful. And it's not even real estate. These are whole neighborhoods and communities. An actual community in a neighborhood is the identity of a person. It's an identity of where you come from, what you've been doing. That is what the result of neighborhoods and communities are. So if you have a bunch of communities that look like the hood, it's got trash, you got a lot of neighborhoods where you don't run your own businesses. It's a more direct representation of who you are as a people, than me talking about, okay, you know I can go in on what he said. He said, she said, he did this and he did that. I can go in. I can very much go in on that. But showing the actual community where you live, you know, the businesses and stuff like that, you know, that is a more of a representation than me talking about some what he said, she said type, um, reaction, video or whatever. So yeah, I mean it, it just, what I'm saying, it just is more
Did you know PetSmart Treats members are
for me
always
to just
saving?
show you,
I'm talking new offers you
pretty
can
much
activate.
where people live and stuff like that. And as far as this is what the mindset, this is how why these people talk like this, why they, what I'm saying, um, even think like they think. This is like where they from. They don't see somebody don't want to really show you where they from, because you can get a real good sense of how what their mindset is, how they got that mindset. This is more uh, poignant than what somebody actually says and how they say it. This is why they think the way they think, because this is where they come from. This is where they live. These are their neighbors. This is their neighborhood. This is their community. Okay, and it's based off of, again, minding your business. Africans don't like me. You know, um, fuck it, I'll do it by myself. Independent mindset, independent trucker mentality. Meanwhile, black wealth is dwindling, and also there's very few black businesses in America that hire others. Less than 10% of black businesses have at least one employee. See, those are the problems, that black people don't really want to talk about. They want to escape. They want to escape those conversations. And anybody that talks about conversations like that, they don't, if they don't like them or they don't like their tone of voice or their delivery, they, they don't like them. They want to. If you talked about stuff like this, if you had a business, like if you really cared and all of that, you know, they will boycott you. And actually, here's the thing: black people have been boycotting each other's businesses for the longest. That's where you get this from. This is from post slavery, pre slavery, yeah, boycotting each other's businesses. That's and it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, that's that self hatred. That's that self hatred mentality. And this is in Indianola, Mississippi, right here. This is where this is. So this is where all of this come from. This whole uh, you know, mindset type of stuff. This is why people don't like to talk about this. This is why they will just prefer me not to ever even talk about money anymore. It's the whole, yeah, money ain't gonna change nothing. You know, look here, money ain't money ain't gonna change nothing. Talk, because they can't deal with that money problem is one of the biggest problems, man. Black people have. You know what I'm saying? The money problems are huge, because it's not just money. It's a lot of things, like I said, that you have to deal with in order to make money. To make money legally, it's very difficult. You got to have, it's a system, and it's called, capitalism. And you could say, yeah, people are a victim of capitalism, okay, but you have to. Capitalism is competition. And if you don't know how to compete, you need a capitalistic system. You need your own system in order to you need a financial system in order to deal with capitalism. That's why a lot of times people fail because they don't have a system. And if you do have a system and it works, congratulations for you. But a lot of times people don't know how to create some type of financial system for themselves. That's why I'm not gonna lie to you. My book, The Millionaire Savings Plan, it is in itself a plan, which a plan is the first step to a system. And if not nothing else, it will get you down the path of basically being able to buy properties like this and fix it up and making the neighborhood better. Because you need money to make a neighborhood better. It's called a community, and the reason why the word "com" and the word "community" and the word "commerce" is the same root word as far as etymology. You need commerce in order to have a community. With a community without commerce is a dying, dead community. All of this is based off of uh, currency, which is current movement of currency, movement of goods and products, even across the sea. All of this shit is deep as hell, man. I mean, I'm really light as far as what I'll be talking about, but a lot of this shit is really really deep. It goes into commercial trade, international commerce, uh,
Arriving
cargo,
at 607 Roosevelt Street on the right.
logistics, trucking. You know, and it's like, I mean, a lot of times people like myself that understand this and can, you know, build communities and stuff like this. We don't really want to live here. We just leave and go live with the white folks. That's really what happens, you know. And then the people left is just, they left with certain mindsets that they can't really, and then they don't, when that dudes, both men and women that do understand financial systems and stuff like that, they go live with white folks. The people that's left over, like, yeah, they went to go live with the white folks, and it's like, well, just because we lived with the white folks or whatever, or we live in a different community, it don't mean what we say don't mean shit. I mean, you throwing the baby out with the bathwater because you feel some type of way that you feel like somebody left you behind. But I'm not your daddy or your mama. I'm not even, what I'm saying, your brother and your sister. I'm not related to you, because people that come with that brother sister stuff, they'll try to take advantage of your ass. I promise you they will. When somebody try to come with that brother sister shit, 9 times out of 10, you gotta watch your damn pocketbook. But yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying, this is my thoughts as far as what I think, why people talk about, the whole ADOS, FBA, you know, African diaspora, Pan Africanist stuff, as far as like, and in relations to why they all go against each other when they should be all connected. One should all be connected, and all should be talking to each other and conducting business, conducting commerce, buying, selling, trading. Um, the first people that the bartering system is old as Africa. Okay, you should be bartering with each other, trading. sharing. If you got a son that's good, you should be trading your connecting your son with someone else's daughter, having some type of arranged marriage. I mean, all of this type of stuff, man. So, um, hopefully I've conducted and portrayed my message and got my money's worth, um, you know, today, and helps you understand maybe to reverse some of the mental blockages you have. And some of y'all, I ain't gonna lie, like some of y'all y'all need to take some mushrooms or something. Because a lot of y'all are mentally ill. You need to probably smoke some. A lot of y'all probably do need to smoke some weed and take some mushrooms because you're mentally fucked up in the head. You know, I mean, nobody wants to tell you because people want to act all most elite guys and women they act all proper, prim and proper and shit like that, and they won't tell you the stuff that they really have on their mind and all of that type of stuff and all of that, you know. But yeah, just to put things in perspective, the average estimated wealth disparity is $24,000 according to 2019. The estimated black uh, medium household wealth was 24,100, while white households was 189,000. That this means that the typical white household has almost 8 times more wealth than the typical black household.
$400 still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day. You just sit here, you don't know what I'm talking about?
Message. The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.